When disaster hits, ShelterBox is ready to respond.
ShelterBox do something that I don't think any other charity does.
Without shelter, it doesn't really matter what else you have. You need a safe space to be, a roof over your head, and that's what we do best.
Their primary function is to help those people that perhaps nobody else is going to help. I'm Pam, and I'm a volunteer with ShelterBox.
My name's Richard. I'm a Canadian ShelterBox response team member, and when disaster strikes, I'm one of the volunteers that goes out and delivers aid.
Families are there with nothing but just what they're stood up in and what they can hold in their hands. When people are stood in the rain and their homes are gone, we need to get a roof over their head as quickly as we possibly can to stabilise things so how they can rebuild their lives.
There are a lot of different organisations that come in at the time of a natural disaster, but we specialise in shelter. That cornerstone, that building block for families to rebuild their lives. We've got this incredibly agile group of response team volunteers across the globe. Today we're loading up another 240 shelter kits that are going to go out to communities in the northeast of the island.
I'm Alf Evans, I'm the Head of Operations here at ShelterBox. We are unique because what we want to do is to concentrate on that one thing and do it as well as we possibly can. We've deployed to over 100 countries and all kinds of disasters, conflict, hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis.
These are brutal situations where you see things that people shouldn't have to see, and you're supporting people that, you know, are in their absolute worst hour. And I think that's a time when humanity shines through.
To be able to help someone on the other side of the world is just amazing.
Everything we do is about families and keeping that family together. When a family who have been at the mercy of the conditions, the mercy of the disaster, suddenly get a space to call their own, that family unit can repair and heal.
Keeping that family together, giving them a home, albeit a temporary home, it means that that family has got something that they can hang on to help them help themselves rebuild their lives.
استلمنا والله اسفنجات، استلمنا عوازل وعدة مطبخ وهذن يعني شواكيش هذن معهن بانسة. شكرا للمساعدة، شكرا للي عم يساعدونا. يعطيكم ألف عافية.
For us, it's all about teamwork. We are project partners with Rotary International, but that doesn't cover how local that partnership really goes. We work with Rotarians on the ground who have amazing insight and connections in that local area that we're working in.
In the countries we go to, there are volunteers and networks that support us to do what we do.
We'll try and get the aid there through any means possible. Canoes, ships, tractors, tuk-tuks, scooters, you name it, we've done it. And it gets increasingly difficult as you get towards that, what they call the last mile. And that is when you may be carrying it by hand with damage to the infrastructure.
We've all got our part to play. You could go out into the community, you could go into schools, you could stand on a street corner shaking a pot.
I hope the money I've raised goes a long way to helping people who need the aid.
It became quite infectious, supporting this charity that just does things differently, that goes where help is needed most and gets there as quickly as possible. And I think what's exciting is there's different ways for people to get involved.
If you're thinking about getting involved, you've already made that step. Get involved.
It gives me something to shout about and be proud of. Our vision is a world where no family goes without shelter after disaster. And I'm really proud to play my part in that. Thank you for watching.